Well, things got hella weird, interesting on Raw today. That an episode. We had Priest probably deliver his best promo. Got the crowd behind him. I was like, Rhea throughout twists and turns. Looked like how pissed she was at Dom to, hey, I'm at least not mad at you. And that's the best you can do in a relationship. And then the Wyatt Six just here. Good job, Chad Gable, for thinking that you hired a good team, but we don't know how that's gonna work for you there, buddy. Um, but yeah, no, it was a good entrance Raw. Let's go into it. Rhea comes out through the elevator, a long walk, then go through Gorilla. Then she's out with her interest, and we all love the brutality song. Um, I was like, later on we see Jay basically as Priest or Dom is Rhea back and she's single and ready to mingle. And I understand where Jay's coming from after she got out that elevator. Look, she comes out basically talking about Liv. Didn't take long Dom to come out and be like, yo mommy, I'm sorry and all this other stuff. Then Liv comes up at the time and just like, oh, I ain't know what you seen in Dom until I started getting all my hands on Dom. And basically, they just got the match for SummerSlam. Pretty much, we don't know if there's gonna be any stipulation. I know everybody's hinting at the old school custody of Dom match, kind of thing. And I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get that too on the nose. But I think we'll get some hint at it. Just because I was like, especially like tonight, everybody was already sort of predicting, uh, like how Dom was going to do. Rhea was basically going to be like Eddie with China, and that's pretty much what it was. I mean, and it's weird that it's not like just that they're doing beat for beat in a different way, but that is Rhea who was sort of built like China. That's the crazy part. Um, yeah. So then after that, we get Sheamus versus Braun. But then also before that, we have them all in the back. Rhea, Damien Priest being like, I'm glad you're back. They all playing the 2K. And she's like, why is Carlito here? Then Dom shows up. And first of all, I will want to say that this whole thing with the flower, because I was like, there was I guess, Judgment Day room or whatever. Priest is there, and this Dom, she goes in like, what is this? He's like, I'm trying to win you back. It's a whole bunch of flowers. Then she opens the door and just launches flowers at him. And then here, she's over here ripping off the flowers and just ripped it off in front of him. Like, get out of my face. I'm done with you. Sheamus, Bronson Reed. I was like, Sheamus won through a knee out of all things. It was pretty much a smooth. He didn't even do a bro kick. Pete Dunne came to make the save, sort of like repaying from last week. Did not want to give him basically shake his hand. Walks out. Then he hits Sheamus from behind. Bronson Reed does a tsunami because Pete Dunne's like, and so it looks like Pete Dunne's gonna have some type of single thing with Sheamus, which is cool because I'm like, he's been doing the Catch Republic thing, and it's kind of like down in NXT. Good to give him a little bit some type of burn here. You get what I'm saying? I was like, then we got Ilya and Sammy meeting off later on tonight, so they have a little look at each other and be like, I didn't want you to give me a match, and he's like, I didn't give you a match. I seen you how you work and getting beaten up. It reminds me of how I get beaten up. Because they sell it all in the ring, not just because they underdogs or whatever Sammy used to say. And he got the match. Fine, cool. Yeah. Then I was like, that's when we get the whole Dom Rhea thing again. At this point, it just really just like, please, and it's like, hell no, get out of my face. I'm done with you. So we seen earlier Zelina's getting her interview on. Then Sonya Deville, Zoe, and Shayna, they're going to need a name. That they all got double their names. They need a name. Cause I can't be out here being like Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler. Too many names. Too many long. Too much going on. Anyway, comes up basically like how you think you're gonna get another shot at the title after them when we're here. That whole thing. And she said, "Look, I can't hear you past your forehead, but if you want to fight in a match, we can do that. I don't care if it's Dirty Dom and his mustache. I don't care if it's your forehead and your mustache." And I was like, man, Zelina is hilarious because she does this a lot. Like you should, especially you see like her stuff online and stuff like that. She's funny like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm down here for this type of promo type of stuff. Anyway, they go in and fight a match. Shayna Baszler interrupts, basically bends her arm back, and does her little thing. Sonya Deville capitalizing. That's the win. It was quick, fast, and hurry. Uh, yeah, so I was like, I'm thinking that they're gonna keep feeding them just to see how it was because later on, I had a tag match. After they were about to beat Zelina some more, the Party Girls and Lyra Valkyria. Is that their name? Is that they're actually the Party Girls? I just be calling them that because I'm just like, oh, they had that those vignettes of like party. That's when we get the Dom J thing, and then basically where Jay was like, yeet. Dom base. I was like, Priest, like, I wouldn't have him talk to you like that over your girl. You need to go and show him what happens when people try to talk to your girl. And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's right. Yeah. So that match gets planned. Then we see Chad seeing Alpha Academy as they're talking about we're gonna help somebody. And he's like, thanks, I'm glad you guys are going to help. And they're like, no, it's not you. And then Xavier Woods pull. I was about to say Rhodes. That was a football player. Xavier Woods comes up. And it's like, hey, thanks you guys for, helping me out. And they're like, no problem. This is what we're talking about. He's like, him? Basically. Like, you really doing this? And go just like, yeah. And Chad bounces. Cool. Then we get Damien Priest and Gunther in a face-to-face kind of thing. Where, Damien Priest is like, hey, the thing happened in the SummerSlam. I'm going to win. You think you're going to win? You lying to yourself. And Gunther's like, I'm the best. I was like, I'm not going to do that accent. I'll have to practice some more. I'm about to turn Jamaican for a minute. But I'm going to pull my Kobe Kingston, go back to my regular voice, and say that, hey, Gunther over here being like, he's the ring general. I'm the best. I was like, I've been going through. They also had like video packages for each of them too. So this is going to be some reference into that. But basically that, hey, they need me to put some prestige on that title. All of y'all got dreams. I don't have dreams. I just do things. And that, hey, Priest, I was like, I knew you had to work really hard. I was like, no. So Priest is like if you just here for a paycheck, you can bounce or whatever. But he's like, I had to work too damn hard. I literally had to be on the streets in order to earn and be in this spot. And that's when Gunther's like, oh, so you are like all these people. You're literal street trash. And I was like, the promo that I was like, so it was weird because I was like, I think people are kind of behind Priest, and it's like, yes, Judgment Day does help, but with that is that I think people started being like, oh, okay, I was like, because the thing is, I was like, not that Priest doesn't have good mic skill. I think if he's able to retaliate against somebody, I was like, he's really good in opening up stuff, but if your ring skills are really good, people are willing to get behind you, and especially if your mic skills are just good, then it's like, okay, we're gonna have to hear him anyway, and you actually got like some type of like leeway, because I like he doesn't really get like the what chance either, because that's normally when they're like they don't have no favor for you at all. But so they had a little bit of a pop with him already, but I was like, when the promos is different because Judgment Day type of stuff, him coming out, he gonna get the praise. But when he's in the ring, people were sort of cheering him. Then after that, I was like, Gunther did a really good job of criticizing him, connecting to the crowd in a way that like everybody can feel of like, yo, just because I was like I had to re-raise it, because I like he had to be like, oh, I'm sorry, everything ain't came to you, Gunther, that you were so privileged to be all this other stuff, blah blah. He's like, yeah, they knew that I was going to be great. Like, what you want me to do about it? And then he sort of like went forehead to forehead, but at this time, as Priest was about to get ready to go, Bron needed to come on because they got a match. I was like, really fun match, especially because you don't know how big these people are until they're up against other big people. Because Damien Priest is a big ass dude, and Braun Strowman makes him look like he's not here. That's what's crazy. They did a spot where he did the little choo-choo train shit and tries to hit him through the barricade. He dodges it. I was like, but the cooler part was basically that he was able to get him with the South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3. But even Priest was like, oh damn, that was a lot. Then Gunther comes out, chops him. I was like, Priest forearms him and then just start beating his ass in the corner. Gunther gets up, slaps him again, or whatever, and then Priest hits him one more time, and basically it's like, hey, I'm on top here now, buddy. Then we had the Party Girls and Zoe and Shayna. No, I was like, no, it was a fun match. I was just saying that this is where I'm talking about the crowd not feeling you or nothing like that, because there was nothing here. But I was like, but the Party Girls are really good at what they do, and they was able to get them with some of their spots. And Shayna Baszler and Zoe, when they hit people, they be hitting the hell out of people, and that always brings you back to like, cause it's like, why you had to kick girl in the face like that? That's crazy. But Zoe and Shayna eventually gets the 1, 2, 3, keeping them with some relevance or whatever like that. At some point, we'll probably go get Sonya versus Lyra. Yeah. I was like, so now we're back in Judgment Day locker room. It's, Finn, JD, Carlito, and it's Rhea just there, chilling. Dom rolls up, and it's like, she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I wanted to get a match with Jay, because he was making talks with you, and nobody talks to Mama like that. And then Baines will be like, I want to know what happened when people talk to my girl. You belong to me. And it's funny because they're already arguing back and forth. So you sort of see like JD and all of them just sort of like looking. Until he said that, then that's when everybody's like, and then she just like pissed off, storms off, and he's like, what? And they're like, that was not cool. And I'm like, ooh, that was a really good line. With that, we get Drew McIntyre to come out next, and he's on his good behavior. Adam Pearce is like, hey, if we're trying to get this match, all you have to do is basically chill the hell out. And he's like, all right, cool, I could do that. Really good. Then the two refs come by, and he's like, but I don't need you to apologize to these guys. And he's like, I know I can't do it, no. And it's like, why? And he's like, because all y'all just been screwing me the whole time. It's y'all fault. I can't do this. And basically, he started pushing the refs around. And then Seth Rollins music comes out, which I could have swore that while I know that they would have particular beef, that maybe it just was CM Punk that he's just going to get between them, whatever. But Seth Rollins sort of just diffused the whole thing, and that was it. They just sung their way out. Then we got a Rowan video package with the old Uncle Howdy type of interview, except for there was nobody really technically there. And he basically explained how he lost a brother, then he lost another brother, and then he was just in this deep hole until he pulled him out. Probably talking about Bo and Uncle Howdy. Yeah. So then we get Jay and Dom. Fun match, of course. One of the over cheered people with Yeet, and then one of the most overheated people in Dom. And yeah, I was like, fun bout, fun match. I was like, at a point that Jay about to get a splash, Liv comes in and saves Dom. Jay kicks him again, when Dom falls on top of Liv, but then Liv reversed those roles, and then we hear uh, Rhea's music, which Liv runs out of Dodge. Which, by the way, Liv, pretty dope of how you was running in those heels up those steps really fast. I give you props because anybody else would have bust their ass trying to run away that fast on heels like that. Though thick, yeah, good job, Liv. And then she's just looking at Dom like, I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to say. And she's like, go back in there. And as soon as he does, he basically gets speared by Jay. 1, 2, 3. Rhea's about to go up the alleyway, and then you just see Jay just hit her with that phone call. Look, she just smiles and walks out. Yeah. Then I was like, after that, we pretty much get Chad. I was like, coming out with his whole, I'm calling out. He been going through talking about, I know who it is. It's both Dallas. Everybody's like, I know. And he's like, but he tells the crowd, and everybody's like, yeah, we know. And he's like, I know, I figured it out. But he did all that, and he's like, hey, Bo comes out, but then he's immediately jumped by the Creed brother, and they just basically just beat his ass. And I was like, he's doing a good job selling, because they just throwing him in the stuff. His wacky arm, inflatable guy just going all over the place, but he's laughing every time, and it's making them all mad. That way they start beating him up more, and it's just, he goes in the post. I was like, they flip him to the barricade. I was like, he's getting suplexed. It doesn't matter. He's just laughing, and then all just start happening, and then we see the Wyatt set just comes out through a portal. I expected Dr. Strange to pop out, and then they all come to the ring. Chad Gable just leaves the Creed brother. Then the Creed brother like bumped us, and then they all just form, like a Megazord in the ring, or Voltron, for I don't know what in Gundams. Yeah. Then I was like, well, before that, we had Dom being hurt. Rhea pops up, and it's basically like, hey, I don't belong to anybody, but you belong. I was like, because you belong to me. Something like that. Or whatever. Either way, I was like, continuing the mental abuse that Dom has to go through. Anyway, let me get the last match. Ilya versus Sammy. I was like a hell of a bout. Two people who just like hitting the hell out of each other, where they just gotta size each other up, where they just like start off with the chop thing, and they're like, I'm loving it. But yeah, pretty much though, end of the match, they're both on the outside, and Bron Breakker just roughshod against Ilya, takes him out, and then he just starts beating Sammy's ass as well too, and Bron's on top. So that might be the 3-way that we're gonna get at SummerSlam, and we'll see how that goes. But yes, that is Monday Night Raw. Pew, 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 pew. I don't know what those sound effects were, but like I said, interesting having things keep progressing, and early on, I'm telling you that Damien Gunther stuff. I'm telling you, I think Damien's gonna win. Just letting you know. But anyway, let me know how y'all felt about the day or any other stuff. And until then, I'm out. Peace.